Folks, a few days ago I had a webinar and I had about 1,100 people there. And the number one question that I got, believe it or not, the number one question is it safe to buy airline stocks? Are airline stocks going to recover? Everybody's looking at airline stocks. So I figured I would do a video and I would call it, Is Delta Ready to Fly or Cash and Burn? Appropriate title, right? So one stock tons of investors are eyeing right now is obviously Delta. It's one of the largest airlines, top 5. Aside from being one of the largest airlines in the world, the stock appears to be trading near the lowest level in 7 years. And the stock is in survival mode. Shares of Delta are down over 60% from its 1-year high. And the question is whether there's a light at the end of the tunnel or not. The environment for airlines right now is bleak, but no question about it. On April 22nd, Delta came out with a loss of $400 million. Moreover, experts believe airline revenue will be down over 85% in the June quarter compared to over a year ago. Totally unexpected less than 3 months ago. The company is currently burning roughly $100 million per day, and managements expect this number to decline in half by June. Now, in order for the airline to break even, it's got to fly at capacity close to 75%, which is not the case right now, and won't happen for some time. The company reported close to $6 billion in cash at the end of March, but burning anywhere from $100 to $50 million per day between now and June, which will burn close to about $7 billion, more than the company has on hand. Even with the $5.4 billion government aid going to Delta as reported on April 25th, that money will only give the company additional quarter of survival, if in fact it keeps burning $100 to $50 million per day. This doesn't give the company a lot of breathing room, to say the least. Before we get too negative, there's some light at the end of the tunnel. For one, Delta will be firing employees. There's a total of 90,000 employees on Delta's payroll. In the first quarter alone, Delta spent about $2.77 billion on salaries, which equates to over $30 million per day, a substantial portion of its daily burn rate, which tells me if economy doesn't pick up soon, Delta will be able to manage a large percentage of its downside by lowering their expenses substantially. In addition to dumping a huge number of employees, if biz travel picks up again during the next quarter, the environment for airline industries will drastically improve, since 75% of travel is business related. This will be further eased if energy prices stay low, which is another major expense for air travel. While you may be thinking that I'm being a grim reaper and turning away from Delta stock, there's actually one thing that I'm seeing that's actually pretty positive. At the end of March, shareholder equity was roughly worth $14.3 billion, give or take. By comparison, the market value of the Delta stock is roughly the same, which means the stock is priced near its book value. There's a total of about 637 million shares of Delta stock outstanding, which means the per share book value is roughly $22.40 per share. Now, the last time I checked, the stock was trading near $25 per share, which means it's priced just a few dollars above its book value. In my opinion, I don't think the price of airline stocks are going higher in the next few months, and possibly maybe even more, especially as we see the fallout from the pandemic and its impact had on the overall earnings. I believe it's best to wait a while longer and possibly begin accumulating Delta once the worst is behind us. Or, if you're a value investor, it may be best to wait till price is trading near the $22 level once again. I hope that helps.